Highly rated English manager will still has plenty of admirers after leaving Reims. Here's everything you need to know about him. Will still became the youngest manager in Europe's top 5 leagues after taking over and excelling at Reims in October 2022. The coach born in Belgium to English parents achieved widespread notoriety after revealing his extensive experience playing Football Manager. Still agreed to mutually part ways with Reims in May 2024 amid strong links to championship clubs. Will still live the dream of every Football Manager player. The son of 2 English parents sunk hours into the popular video game before actually taking the helm of one of France's largest clubs in October 2022. Beginning his tenure at Reims with a 17-game unbeaten streak in Ligue 1, including 2 draws with the powerhouses of Paris Saint-Germain, propelled still into the spotlight. The Belgian-born coach immediately attracted admirers among neutrals with his relatable football manager addiction and developed interested suitors from within the game as Reims played an attractive and progressive brand of football. Still's second season at Reims wasn't defined by the same unbeaten stretch and the coach agreed to part ways with the French club in May 2024 after suffering 3 consecutive defeats. The 31-year-old's stock hasn't been significantly dented as several English clubs are reportedly interested in his services. Here's everything you need to know about one of Europe's most exciting managers. Career history. Still was born in the Belgian town of Braine-l'Alleud, after his father moved there to work for Shell. He had a deep passion for football and has been a lifelong West Ham United supporter, which dictated his career path. He applied to study football coaching at Myerscough College, Lancashire, and landed his first role in professional football in 2014 when he became a video analyst at Belgian side Sint-Truiden. A year later, he took a fantastic step up in his career with a move to one of Belgium's biggest clubs, Standard Liège. But the manager Yannick Ferreira and his coaching team were sacked after slumping to the club's worst league finish in 6 years. Still took on another backroom role in his country of birth at Lierse before he was reluctantly thrust into the hot seat of the second-tier side aged just 24. Without the proper qualifications, Lierse could only turn to their embryonic coach for 60 days at the end of 2017. This brief spell in the spotlight was enough time for Still to shine, guiding a relegation-threatened outfit to 7 consecutive wins with 10 players older than him, once Lierse declared bankruptcy. Still seized another opportunity in Belgium, joining Beerschot where he spent 2 years as an assistant. After impressing from within, he eventually took charge in January 2021 and guided the newly promoted side to within a point of the playoffs to reach the opening stages of the Europa League, but strangely enough, that summer he was let go. Luckily for Still, he was offered a position under Oscar Garcia as an assistant manager at Reims. When the Spaniard was let go in October 2022, his assistant was appointed interim manager once again. Still was tasked with taking on perennial champions Paris Saint-Germain in his first match at the helm, masterminding a goalless draw against a side stacked with some of the best players in the world. Including Kylian Mbappé, defensive solidity would be a trademark of Still's side. Across the 28 games he oversaw during his first season in charge, Reims shipped just 26 goals, a tally only 2 clubs could better. At the other end of the pitch, Still managed to coax a prolific run of form out of Arsenal loanee Folarin Balogun. The USA international struggled with life in the Premier League, but racked up 21 league goals for Reims, allowing the Gunners to cash in £34 million with his sale to Monaco in the summer of 2023. Despite enjoying the first uninterrupted pre-season of his burgeoning managerial career, Still wasn't able to extract any consistency out of a side which struggled to replace Balogun's output. The former Arsenal forward scored a suffocating 47% of Reims' League One goals throughout the 2022-23 campaign, the highest proportion of any player in the division. Omer Djukite was brought in as Balogun's replacement for £2.1 million and mustered 5 goals before Still's departure. No player in the squad could boast more than 6. There were some notable high points during his final few months in Champagne country. 2 months after recording a spirited 3-1 victory away to Balogun's Monaco, Reims held PSG, one of the best teams in the world, to a 2-2 draw at the Parc des Princes in March. There was no bad blood as Still and the club parted ways. President Jean-Pierre Caillat wrote a gushing statement which read, "We are proud to have been able to contribute to the emergence of a coach who knew how to impose his convictions and his playing identity." Most young kids dream of working in the alluring world of football, but often the closest they ever get to achieving that goal is through the means of the popular computer game, Football Manager. Still was no different, spending countless afternoons huddled around the family computer, fighting with his brother for control of the mouse. The game created such an impact on him that he quit playing football and decided to study at Myerscough College to become a professional coach. During his first managerial stint at Ligue, Still admitted, "Although I was the head coach of a professional team, I was also still trying things out in Football Manager as well." Why Reims got fined with Will Still as manager. The winding route of Still's career has constantly thrown up obstacles to his studies. By the time Reims appointed him as interim, Still hadn't yet acquired his UEFA Pro license, the necessary qualification for any manager in a top European league. Without this precious certificate, his employers had to cough up £22,000 every time he took charge of a game. As per the Ligue 1 rules, Reims are a club that keeps a close watch over the purse strings. The team from northern France have made a £30 million profit in the transfer window over the past 5 years. This penny-pinching strategy clashed with Still's personal goals and may have been a factor behind his surprise departure, but the financial outlay that the club committed during his debut campaign shows the faith they had. The fines eventually concluded once Still enrolled in a course to acquire his pro license. What next for Will Still? Still has been hot property since embarking upon his record-breaking unbeaten streak with Reims last term. Fluent in English, French and Flemish, and capable of seamlessly switching between all three during the same training session, the prodigious 31-year-old would be suited to a wide range of posts across the continent. Still revealed his desire to return to England in February 2024 during an interview with The Athletic. "I want to come home. I've been abroad all my life and I've been working in an environment that isn't quite mine. I would work for a championship team without a problem. The Premier League may be a bit of a leap for a coach with less than 40 victories as a professional manager, but there is plenty of interest from the division below. Sunderland have constructed a personal managerial merry-go-round in their dugout this season, controversially sacking Tony Mowbray in December before appointing Michael Beale. The former Rangers boss lasted 3 months and 12 matches. A dreary spell took a bizarre twist when Beale was accused of using an anonymous X account to post support on his behalf. Still will not need any fake propaganda to strengthen his standing. Former assistant Mike Dodds has steered the ship since Beale's departure on a strictly temporary basis. A record of 3 wins from Dodds' first 14 match at the helm doesn't offer the most compelling case for the full-time position. Barely into his 30s, Still would not be out of place in the championship, which already has 7 head coaches under the age of 40. While he waits for the new season to begin, Still can always get to know his new squad via his favorite managerial video game.